look like it. There are quite a few pages, but it doesn't take that long. I've read it like 25 times. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today at my first fundraiser. I am an Indianapolis native. I've had the privilege of living all over the city. I graduated from Indianapolis Metropolitan High School, started at IU shortly after graduation, but soon paused my college endeavors to move to California for a few years. While in California, I obtained my associate's degree in information technology, and while working as an audio engineer in various studios out in California. But in 2015, I returned to Indianapolis, where I also returned to my studies at IUPUI studying political science, which is the reason that I am standing before you today. Anyone who remembers the political landscape in 2016 can probably remember the immense frustration felt by the Democratic Party when Donald Trump was elected. I decided that day that something was not working, and I needed to start figuring out how to fix it, or how to contribute to the solution. Here I stand before you today in an attempt to contribute to the multifaceted initiative to restore dignity to American politics. I decided to run for Indianapolis City Council because I have been both directly and indirectly impacted by the lack of good policymaking by the supermajority. I believe that open eyes, root cause analysis, and pragmatic decision-making will help us find our way back to the path that we as a community have strayed away from. In order to achieve these goals, we must first start with improving the policies that govern the community. Over the past few years, we have experienced the implementation of policies that have the potential to become a detriment to our community. My goal as city councilor is to propose solutions that align with the current needs of the progressive vision of the local community. The policies that I plan to champion are those that concern the following: public safety, infrastructure, economic empowerment, and community building. For years now, Indianapolis has seen record homicide rates, overdoses from at least the use of illicit drugs, some of which have been laced with chemicals that can lead to fatalities, carjackings, robberies, theft of car parts, and a number of other examples that stem from the possession of what were illegal firearms before the supermajority changed the state licensing law that now allows every criminal to put the lives of civilians and police officers in jeopardy. One of my top priorities is to work with the city council and the mayor to devise and implement policies that address policy changes that address the root cause of the issues that we are facing. Through the work of our city committees and leaders, we can identify the root of the issues, which will lead to the development of efficacious solutions. The resolution for the inner city crime will not be found by confining ourselves to the protection of our living rooms and depending on Fox 59 to fill us in. We need to engage the youth, parents, community leaders, and members to determine what will work. Simply locking everyone up after a crime has been committed and increasing the amount of time that they will spend incarcerated before releasing them to commit another crime is not a viable solution. It only defers the potential for offenders to commit other offenses. Practical solutions include the implementation of programs that remove young people from the grips of crime-ridden streets and allow them to engage in meaningful developmental programs, internship programs, summer jobs, support for parents whose children suffer from mental illness, and probably a history of issues related to the degradation of families through socioeconomic lack and misguidance. Guns are the most critical part of the equation that requires comprehensive solution. To begin, adults need to be held accountable when they either provide or allow firearms to find their way into the hands of minors. If a person must be 21 years old to purchase a pack of cigarettes, why are hundreds of weapons being confiscated at pre-collegiate schools across the United States from persons younger than 18? We can accomplish these goals with steady attention and resolution implementation. A logical approach must also be taken to improve the infrastructure of District 24 so that it reflects and matches the modern improvements that are being made throughout the city. I have traversed every side of town, and as a notary and title agent, I have traveled to many of the surrounding counties. I have observed what is being done in Carmel and in Fishers to improve and modernize infrastructure. It is my plan to pull together the various resources from around the city to address these deficiencies. That begins with our streets, making sure that we have proper lighting, sidewalks that connect citizens with public transportation, crosswalks that will ensure safety of pedestrians in high traffic areas. We also need to implement a modern structure for bicyclists. As it stands, many of the streets in District 24 are not very suitable for pedestrians and most certainly are a danger to anyone who would prefer to use a bicycle as their preferred method of transportation. Through working with the Department of Public Works, the Department of Transportation, Indigo, and the Indy Pedestrian and Bicyclist Safety Crisis Team, just to name a few, it is my hope that we will begin to see more roundabouts that are properly lit and of sufficient size, less potholes simply being filled and more streets receiving strip patching, better engineering and design overall. I will say only on the south side have I experienced turning lane transitions from regular traffic lanes with such short notice. Most other portions of town have dedicated turning lanes that pivot from normal traffic lanes. I have also experienced travel lanes that end and merge abruptly with no deflectors to indicate that a driver may end up in a ditch if they do not notice the transition. To me, that raises concerns considering how many hospitals, nursing homes, and schools exist in the area. We need infrastructure that increases safety for everyone, especially the most vulnerable members of the community. We also need projects completed expeditiously. Lastly, the implementation of systems that will affect the constituents of District 24 should be developed with their voices in mind. As I canvass and I meet residents and small business owners, the feedback that I receive regarding the engagement from elected officials is lackluster. Many of them stated that I am the first candidate that they have seen. I value the input of the community. My opinion is only as important as that of the other members of the community. Although I am a resident, I do my due diligence to observe and plan. I still rely on the voices of the people who live in different portions of the district to gain a better picture of what is missing, what is needed, and the best way to see those needs are met. Through addressing these issues and engaging the community, I can help connect our residents with various services that will improve their everyday lives. Economic empowerment is vital. It is a vital measure that must be taken to ensure that over the next 4 years, our residents are able to access the tools that they need to thrive. The key to having success within a community is by empowering them economically. To me, that means providing the residents of all tax brackets with the resources necessary to engage and become thriving and active members of the community. District 24 is a very diverse community with a wide range of needs, ensuring that we connect residents with language development services, local jobs that offer fair pay, governmental services that for those that are in need, and educational opportunities that enable everyone to seek higher paying jobs and fair housing. All of these topics come together and meet under the umbrella of community building. I want to work with local leaders, pastors, activists, business owners to build a great sense of community. Oftentimes, it's easy for people to feel as though they have no support, and they may feel like they are battling life alone. That should not be the case for anyone in District 24 or anywhere in Indianapolis. We have great community centers, libraries, government agencies that are here to provide support that is needed. I want to make sure that everyone is fully aware of all the community resources that are available When we are able to support each other, we become stronger, and with strength, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. In closing, I would just like to thank everyone for coming out today and taking the time to hear more about what I believe will make District 24 great and greater. Thank you to Mr. Bill and the International Association of Heat and Frost Insulators for allowing me to use this facility today. Thank you to Andy Miller for sponsoring the t-shirts. Thank you to everyone who has contributed today and all of you for actually showing up, family and friends, new mom, and I just appreciate all of you so much. So what's next? I have 3 community engagement sessions scheduled throughout the month of June, July, and August. I also have 3 community cleanup days scheduled for those months that will target different parts of the district. I will always be available via email and telephone if you need to contact me. You can find the links to register to vote if you are not, and I'm quite certain everyone in here is registered to vote, by scanning the QR code located on the flyer. Please feel free to visit my website, dominiquedavie.com, and there you will be able to find additional campaign dates, information, and ways to contribute. Thank you to all, and have a great evening. Also, one note about the campaign dates that are listed on the document sitting on the back table. Perry Township, we hold our meeting the last Thursday of every month. It is listed as the 4th Thursday on that flyer, but it is the last Thursday. All right. Thank you all so much, and I do appreciate your time.